Look, we're dealing with complete evil. We're dealing with complete evil. And until the American people wake up.
So if you have a whole bunch of low testosterone males, you have slaves. Eunuchs. That's what they do. They just want a bunch of eunuchs.
The ancients used to chop your huevos off, and now they call it transgenderism. We're like, hey, it's cool. Let's chop all our babies' balls off. Yay!
I'm gonna get online and see if them get pills really work, guys.
Welcome to War Mode.
If they really work, I'll come back and tell y'all.
All right, God love you. Let him go. Let him go.
I'm retarded.
No, don't let him go. Look, everybody's entitled to be an idiot.
I smoke weed. I get drunk. I do shrooms and acid and DMT, and I chase bad bitches. They chase me.
Congratulations, hippie scum. Welcome to a world of inconvenience.
I'm retarded. I'm damaged. I'm sick and tired from so many years of confusion, utter and profound confusion.
They don't want us free. They want us controlled.
If it was really about our health, it was really about the health. Our health.
No, baby, no. This is all fake. This is not real.
They don't give a fuck. You think they care? You think those motherfuckers care about our health? Oh, we gotta vaccinate everybody. We gotta help you. They don't give a shit.
Not this year. We beat Farmer this year. We beat Farmer this year, and it matters.
Ready to get psychotic? Ready to inflict pain?
I need your help, Doc.
Is this what you want? I hate my life!
Do you understand? This is the end of all of us. You understand that we are to be exterminated. Okay?
What would I have done?
Yeah.
I would have done a legitimate investigation to find out what exactly happened on 9/11. How did they know who did this so quickly like they did Lee Harvey Oswald?
Who's going to investigate the investigators? Who's going to investigate the prosecutors? Who's going to hold them accountable? Who's going to hold us public officials accountable? And that's all we're trying to do here, in addition to trying to find the truth.
Do you honestly and truly in your heart believe that Sandy Hook actually happened? Yes or no? No. All right, number two.
And I'm here to tell you, 1776 will commence again if you try to take our firearms.
Because you're in jail.
Secretary Clinton.
It's only just begun.
Woo! Woo! Woo!
Brother,
it's gonna be a slow crawl. Usually I fucking spaz and give you 80,000% of my facts, but we're just chilling right now. Did you know nicotine like boosts your dopamine receptors like times 10?
Oh no, I had no idea.
Yeah, it really fucking jacks them up. I just saw a clip. I saw a clip on that.
Okay,
that was pretty interesting.
Are we doing it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was watching. I was like, damn, that makes a lot of sense because I don't even like smoking like that, but something draws everyone back.
Oh yeah.
What was the deal with the Sam Spence shit?
Oh yeah, Sam Spence. He makes all the scores for the NFL films.
Yeah.
And then you start looking into it, and they try to get the rights off. NFL Films tried to get the rights off of him.
Really?
And they tricked him. So the first time they tried to do it, he was like, "Fuck off, get out."
He's from around here.
I know. The NFL Films library used to be at 13th Street, but now it's in Mount Laurel.
Really?
Yeah, but so Sam Spence was like, "Fuck off, I'm on to you." And then the next time they sent a sneaky boy, and they were like, "We need your signature on this."
Oh, are you fucking
for
kidding me?
copyright issues, and they fucking stole shit from him. And there's a whole copyright. You can look it up on Wikipedia. It's like out in the open. And they did this shit, and like, dude, I mean, he died a little while ago. He was like in his 80s.
What's the point of doing that to a man if you're the NFL? Like, you need the music that bad. You don't feel like giving a guy a buck.
They need autumn. Whatever, autumn wind, dude. They need it.
Oh, I thought you were saying all them, like
yeah. Sorry.
all them money.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, that's.
You have these nightcasts, and I've been drinking for a couple hours, so
you enjoy a few libations.
I get done work, and I'm waiting for you to come around, man.
I mean, it's normal shit, dude. You earned a few fucking cold beverages before the podcast.
I'm sorry.
They de-stress you a little bit. So yeah, I mean, we've crossed this road. We've talked about
Eddie Bravo tells you about Tartaria, and now you want to look into it. Yeah,
it's hard. It's legitimately hard to look into just because most dudes are brutal. Even though I was listening to the Levi guy earlier, and like even him, it's like, dude, these dudes, they just put their fucking ego into this thing, and they're like, well, I think it's like, dude, just lay out the facts and let whoever wants to, however you want to take this. It's how I do most things. And disclaimer before anything is said today. I love my life. I'm not losing my mind. This is simply...
It's that serious.
It's just simply something I looked into, and my mind's plastic enough where I can play with these ideas.
I told you like a long time ago, like after Q, the next one is the Tartarian Empire.
You called Tartaria, and you called Eddie Bravo on Tartaria, I would say 3 years ago.
Maybe.
So that was a pretty good call out. And hey, for some odd reason, chicks love Tartaria. There's a lot of TikTok chicks that they're obsessed with Tartaria.
It's a fantastical world where you can put yourself in like a former empire, a global world with free energy and like riding on horseback and being falconeers. So it's like, chicks imagine themselves on the steppe in a yurt with their dream boat.
Very nice.
They're not picturing me like a little goblin descendant of Genghis Khan.
Genghis Khan's bastard.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I mean,
who had blue eyes and red hair.
The depictions of like how these dudes dressed is sick.
Yeah.
So
you're talking about the Tartars.
Yeah, so Tartaria was up in the Russia area, Asia, right? And it was a huge ass empire. It's on a ton of the facts are Tartaria existed.
It's on globes.
It's on maps from the 1600s, all that shit. The shit existed 100%. They have kings. You can look them up, all this stuff. If you go on maps from the 1600s, there's China, Tartaria. And then you can even go over to America, and there was allegedly called a place called Nuremberg, which was let me see here. It's allegedly where Washington, D.C. was. And it was just like fucking palatial estates, bro. Made of gold.
Probably mapped out on the ley lines, but go on.
I mean, most shit in America, most major cities are mapped out on energy lines or energy faults, whatever the fuck they're called. But the one thing, before I really start like talking about this stuff, I'm thinking about this, and I'm looking at Tartaria. I'm looking like these dudes are legendary. Supposedly they were giants. Supposedly they had giants.
They were horse lords, right?
They were horse beasts. They were like Mongol like they were considered Mongols, or some people use that to get you off the trail.
I believe that the Great Wall of China was built to keep them out.
Literally. So or they made it to keep the Chinese out.
Either way.
But like these dudes, like they are known, their buildings are the best you've ever seen in your life. And you can't explain these things.
Yeah.
So let me see here. Yeah, the Nuremberg really fazed me because there's a lot of places, and once we get into the world affairs, dude, I'm trying not to rush to it because I want to talk about it so bad. But once we get over to America, they think
we're talking mounds.
They think these people they discovered free energy. Like that's the main thing. Like Tesla didn't do it.
Magnetic, electric.
So they used their buildings, and all their buildings were set up as energy receptors. Now, dude, there's people who fly drones up into the sky, and they have a copper wire on there, and they read the voltage. And the higher you go into the atmosphere, the more energy you can just get out of the atmosphere. Now, this is fucking up my entire brain, because why don't we just have solar panels everywhere?
Allegedly, the Tesla coils and that technology is not strong enough for our needs.
What do you mean?
Like, the stuff that we build pulls so hard.
But dude, like the sun exists.
The amount of energy, the amount of electricity that we use isn't enough. But go on. I'm just giving you devil's advocate.
Dude, this is good.
I'm not trying to disrupt your fantasy.
I'm 6 feet from the edge, and I'm thinking.
I've spent many a night trying to just dream about the beautiful women of Tartaria and what the world could have been like.
So allegedly, like the way they built these buildings, and like, dude, if you look at Tartarian, and I'll drop names. All this stuff when I'm going along, my notes are schizophrenic at best. But when you sit there and look at these fucking buildings, something's up with them, because you look at these crazy ass buildings and
we'll describe them.
They're like
talking sphere.
Gothic cathedrals.
Spheres.
There's the right angle is just so gross when you're in these areas. You can't be using right angles. This makes me before I leave this earth, if I have the choice, I'm going to make a building without any right angles because that shit is played the fuck out, dude. If you go to Pizzeria Badia, there's a curved opening that's all plaster, and the whole thing is like a bullnose. The whole arch, it's all curves. Something's going on. Like allegedly, they use their buildings as healing places. So,
oh man, wow.
What?
I'm just saying, wow.
So this is the thing. You start looking at their buildings, right? And you see what are now cathedrals. You see the stained glass and you see how supposedly that was all electrical conductors. Supposedly, dude. And mind you, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Just talk to me like I believe everything.
Okay.
Imagine that.
This is what I heard. The stained glass, if you get notes and put water or sand and you play those notes, it'll start like if you go G, F, all this stuff, it will start making the shapes that are on these stained glass temples.
The sacred geometry. The
sacred geometry that they use to build these things. So, like, if you could go in somewhere and the whole stained glass is in the tune to F, and then it's all about, like, frequency and stuff, so I kind of get why chicks are into this shit. But they use I
mean, I'm into it, too.
Same here, and I love chicks. Me and you were, like, the same fucking guy. And mind you, I didn't look into this to completely forget about the fact that I blacked out on Saturday and threw up outside of an Uber and my life was a fucking mess. I don't want to think about that anymore. I'd rather think about lost civilizations and have fun with it.
So you're starting to see how I get into this stuff.
Yeah, so this is cool. And you don't have to do that.
You have enough of your girlfriends tell you stuff and all the bad things are right. And they're not here anymore.
Yeah, so the main reason people think the Tartarians could build such buildings is because they figured out free energy. And now your whole life, most people's whole life, is to be able to afford to consume energy. So if you don't have free energy, or you need someone to look after it. So the theory is they're out there in the world, right? They have the Tartarian Empire. They don't need a fucking government because they're not overlooking stuff. And they just have nothing but time and money to build whatever the fuck they want. Because the buildings they claim are Tartarian, and like the counter argument of when they were built, most of these things were built during like economic depression, and in the timeline of like how long it took them to build it makes no fucking sense. Like nothing matches up. Like monetarily speaking, building these things would not have made sense when they were allegedly built. So it just makes zero sense that these places exist. And yeah, I mean, I obviously want to get into the World Fair already, and I can't do that. I cannot do that. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, I feel like a scholar now. If I uploaded the picture of these notes, dude, the amount of misspellings on shit like receive, dude. Like not even fucking hard ones. Like I was writing this like a fucking psychopath. So the whole, like, do you know anything else about like the reign of Tartaria or what they were alleged to be?
No, tell me about it.
I don't. That's what I'm saying. I couldn't find any shit about who they reigned over. Like they're just a real airy group where it's like all the history of them is completely nixed.
Well, I mean, I'm not an expert in this realm.
Dude, we're literally just here to learn.
But I would say, if I had to guess, it was a global empire of just like kind of like ancient Scythian horse lords that had developed free energy, and we're just trying to show the world, like, this is how you do stuff.
Okay, so yeah, that makes sense. But the weird part about this is the time difference. Like you were saying on that one dad meet we went on when you were talking about that dude. Like the timing does not line up whatsoever.
This is why the Tartarian conspiracy theory is an all-encompassing.
Dude, it's like
it's flat Earth. We got all of it.
It's like when you take DMT and there's all those fucking ways you can go. You're just like, fuck. Like I got sucked down world fairs like a motherfucker, and then there's so many other things. So like, yeah, allegedly they ruled. They were the fucking goats. And then in the 1800s, a cataclysmic mud flood came and fucking wiped shit. So if you're a fucking mealy mouth English piece of shit from the 1700s or whatever year you want to think it is, These mud floods happen, these Tartarians get wiped the fuck out, and you guys are out somewhere else because you can't be where all the action's happening. You're wiping these, like, no one's talking about these guys anymore. It's like you got like the hottest dudes in school and they all just died. Everyone's like, what are you talking about? Like, we're attractive. We're the hot guys.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
It's like everyone's short.
Yeah. So the weird part about the floods is like the next step of the Tartaria stuff because it's fucking crazy, dude. The videos and pictures of them excavating shit throughout the fucking cities, like you can look this up and see anything. And it's all, there's full-blown buildings all the way down. And mind you, like when you see a guy build a new house, he's not doing a brick wall fucking 30 feet down. That has to be concrete or else it wouldn't hold up. Somehow, I would say with mud flowing into the building, it held up the structures completely perfectly. Not only that, like usually if you want to fill in the basement, you're going to have to like close up a window, brick it up. Regular windows, just sitting there underground, fucking everywhere.
There are illustrations done by artists in I want to say the 1500s, where they are looking out from a long distance at Rome, and it's just it's as if a mud flood had happened, and
that makes complete sense.
And like you see everything in ruins.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, just trying to add to the conversation.
Yeah, it's like, dude, the thing that phases me is like the mainstream view on this is up there with Egyptologists that it pisses me off so bad because I know I'm not right, but I know you're just as wrong. It's all the fucking, they say like if you look at the pictures of the cities where like the windows are right at the floor level, Tartarian windows, you're familiar with these.
That's most of Tartarian shit,
Bro,
is windows.
They try to say it's from years of living in a city with dirt piling up.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Which makes no fucking sense. Like the mud floods definitely happen. They are on record happening. Like because
tell me about that.
Supposedly it was a cataclysmic fucking flood. Like Noah's Ark, whatever the fuck it was, but it happened allegedly in the 1800s.
Okay.
And that shit just wiped out everything because like, dude, I'm a dirt man. I know I can eyeball how much shit you need for stuff, and the amount of dirt you need to fill these fuckers in is mind-numbing. Like there's no other way than these things got wiped out. Now, dude, if it happened in Rome, fair fucking play. It happened, like there's ancient civilizations there. But dude, there's places in America that have the same fucking stuff. You go into places like Marrakesh, you know it's illegal to dig under houses in Marrakesh.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yes. You're not allowed to go in there and fucking dig shit up. I have no idea why.
I don't know. I mean, that's an interesting area. North Africa's an interesting area, especially if you ask Robert Seffer.
If you look at those the buildings in Marrakesh, I've done virtual tours of Marrakesh constantly. They're fucking crazy buildings. And they're old as shit. I want to talk about the World Fair so bad, but I'm not going to. Dude. So just
fuck it. Just do it.
Not yet. Because we still have to go into fucking star forts. Now the other
I like that.
The other bizarre thing about Tartaria, and they're like allegedly from the Tartarians, are star forts. Star forts were allegedly a place with they were supposed to be places that could grab free energy.
We're talking sound and vision.
Sound and vision. They could ionize water that made it healthier for you, that could make you a giant, supposedly, dude. Mind you, I'm of sound mind. But the weird thing about the star forts is they're literally like 5-sided things, and they have little jut outs that if you look at them from above, they look like fucking stars. Dude, I know how hard it is to move dirt. You can't make these fucking things without machines or some way to do it because they have perfectly aligned mounds that are around the stars that come off like rays. And these are perfectly terraformed fucking hills, which made like no sense. And they just try to say, oh yeah, they built them when we were like in wars, we would build them. It's like, dude, there's so much shit you guys can't do during wartime. Building star forts is up there on the top of the fucking list.
I know that there's a lot of them. There's a lot of cool ones to look at in Bulgaria, and then Fort McHenry during the Civil War.
I've been to Fort McHenry, bro.
Fort McHenry's a star fort.
I know. It pumped me up. When I saw Fort McHenry, I was fucking pumped.
Yeah.
Yeah, I looked at the Bulgarian ones. The Bulgarian ones are crazy.
Crazy, yeah.
The craziest part about Star Force, like it's the same stuff that trips me up about.
It's the same thing that you were talking about with the sand and the sound.
What?
It's the same thing you were talking about with the sand.
Oh,
the
yeah.
Sand and the sound.
It's built on a certain frequency. But my beef is with the mainstream narrative of it. Like, you're not getting that shit up hills. I don't care who you are or how many mules you have. You're not getting those rocks up the fucking hill. And like, people just say that and like, oh yeah, you're fucking crazy. So I could sit there and say it was built by fucking sound, and that's as insane as you saying they built that on a hill in the 1700s. Mind you, they said they were all built in the 15 to the 1700s, in the middle of fuck all nowhere. Like, it wasn't just stone buildings. Like, they had glass, they had lead, all this shit had to get fucking mined. Like, oh, it's from a quarry 200 miles away. This came from a quarry 200 miles away, and you guys did this during
You're
the
not
war.
having any of it.
Dude, when I tell you it makes the littlest amount of sense, the only things that make even less are the world fucking fairs. They like, dude, I'm sorry.
So now we're going in 1904.
Not, dude, 1800s.
Oh, we're in 1800s, so okay.
But like, the thing
1896.
These are massive structures, and I've seen comments on our stuff before, and they get so fucking nasty about stuff. They're like, oh, it's not that hard. It's like, dude, you can't tell me with these Tartarian cathedrals and all this stuff, you can't tell me someone's taken someone's style from Rome and fucking somewhere way far away. Like, oh, we all just copied each other's Greco-Roman style because we loved it.
Well, what I learned in art history was that. So
they did.
What they teach you is that there was like a resurgence of there was like different periods of time. So there's like the Romantic period and all these periods that you learn about.
Yeah.
And there's a whole thing where they got back into Greco-Roman stuff. And that book, The Ancient City, that I was reading, that was because that dude wrote that book because of the interest.
What
in
interest?
the Greco-Roman stuff. So
Okay.
the premise of that book's basically like, you guys think that you're like carrying on the lineage of these guys, but you don't understand them at all.
Okay, yeah.
So that's the whole thing. Like, and then that dude did the research with the original documents, and he went back and was like, this is what it is. And that book actually like got me a little fired up because last time I was talking about it, I hadn't finished it.
Yeah.
And they're talking about like all this cool shit, but all that cool shit was just for the patricians. The plebes, they lived like shit, dude.
What were
it's
you
the
at?
same thing like that.
Squares?
It's the same thing like that monkey documentary with the hierarchy and the ancient bloodlines and the monkeys. This shit was fucking me up.
What do you mean? Like, what did the normal like serfs have?
They didn't have a fire in their house. They didn't have a family religion.
Oh, this is that book.
Oh, that book, yeah.
So
all
this is only for the very powerful elite.
Only for the patricians. So there's been like a weird occult like system of knowledge going way back, and might be going back to monkeys. Based on the Smithsonian documentary, and I don't want to get into Smithsonian and how they covered up the mounds and how they did most of the cover up for the giant skeleton. Anyway, go on.
No, hold on. That's what's kind of fucking with me, because like those mounds existed in America.
Yes.
And they're fucking
the
huge.
Serpent Mound, what, Ohio? Is that where that is?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And the Native Americans wouldn't fuck around with that stuff, right? They were just like, they were there.
Yeah, well, allegedly. There was places that the Native Americans were like terrified to go to.
Yeah.
Because they were like, bad things happen there.
Yeah, this stuff's really phasing me, just because I know with a bulldozer how hard it is to make these things, let alone what they like. This is up there with the brass tool, the copper tools building the pyramids.
Yeah, most of the, well, the copper shit's cool because there's like
the dudes who are guarding this stuff do not understand how anything is built ever.
Yeah, I know.
It's fucking crazy.
The scholars.
Yeah.
Allegedly, like from watching all those Robert Sever videos, the amount of copper that they needed to create the Bronze Age, like they don't know where the copper came from.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
and then there's
they just say quarries.
But then there's a bunch of missing copper in Minnesota or Michigan. I can't remember. It's something with an M here in North America.
Okay.
And there was like a global like trading routes with the Phoenicians, the Redskins.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm sorry.
Yeah, and there's a lot of arguing back and forth about are Tartarians real, or is that just a coat from the dudes up north, and it was really the Phoenicians?
Tartaria is real, and the Tartars are real.
And the mud floods are real.
I don't know about the mud floods. I never looked. I never got that far.
Supposedly, they 100% very bad mud floods came, and they wiped shit the fuck
Things
out.
that I was very interested in that I never got that far into: mud floods and orphan trains. But I'd love to hear more about the World Fairs because that shit never made sense to me. As a dude that plasters, exterior plastering, like at that speed with that level of finish, I don't know where you're getting these tradesmen.
They're not ready, dude. The one place in America that I think of mud floods and I see it and I go, oh, this might be it, is Manayunk.
Okay.
When you go into Manayunk and you see those fucking churches and all that shit built on a hill, dude. What? What? You come in from the fucking Atlantic Ocean. You go all the way to fucking Manayunk and say, we're going here.
Now, you're saying that they went there because of the floods.
I think that there might be shit there. The floods might have taken shit out because the main thing that isn't making any sense to me is all these fucking goat buildings, especially in America. People were like, oh yeah, we're going to build it there. Like the Church of fucking Mormon. That thing is insanity. And they're like, oh yeah, we just did it. Quarries. There's quarries near here and we built a crazy ass fucking castle in Utah. Same with I need to understand or have the firsthand accounts of the settlers who came here. And mind you, people not around the Philadelphia area, Manayunk is a fucking hill. Who's building a house on that, dude? I get it's on the river. And you're just going to keep going up and up and up.
It's on the river. It's defendable. There were little soldier outposts and whorehouses there. And it slowly built up more so in the 1900s. So it would have been post-mud flood.
Yeah.
That whole place is post-mud flood.
But they have some pretty wicked buildings down there.
Sure, but the stuff from the pre-mud flood times would have been sparse.
Yeah, or 30th Street Station, shit like that.
Oh, yeah, we get into that.
A lot of mud flood stuff is like you see 30th Street Station and you see it's at floor level. But obviously the trains go underneath that, and people say that it may have been even higher, and that might have been a city in Philadelphia or in America that belonged to the Tartarians.
You're in the deep end now.
Dude, I'm gone. And all this stuff is 100% laughable. Like, this is fucking nonsense bullshit. Until...
I like it, though.
No.
Yeah.
Until you touch the fucking World Fairs, dude. All of this shit is laughable. Blow it the fuck off. You could, like...
What year is the first World Fair?
Give me a second. The first World Fair... 1851 is, well, the first on record. I think France had one in 1884.
Okay.
Or 1840
I was just watching Django. It's a rugged movie.
What happened in it?
It was 1858. I was just curious.
Oh, okay.
I just realized that the original Django was in the new Django, and that was pretty cool.
The original? What do you mean?
There's an original spaghetti western Django.
Really?
And the dude that was Django was in the new Django. In the Mandingo scene, which is rugged to watch.
A bit of a hat tip. All right, so, I mean, we can do this. You want to get into the World Fair?
I'm sorry, I keep distracting you.
No. This is absolutely fine. Do you want to get into the World Fairs, or do you have any more grievances for that?
I don't know grievances.
Okay. Anything to get off your chest?
I just like
any shout outs?
There was a big Greco-Roman revitalization of the culture where they were like, these are the guys, because all these elites were reading Aristotle and Plato, and they were like, these are the guys, and they kicked off the Olympics. They started the Olympics up again. This was a whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
So I'd love to know how this connects
to
what you're talking about. Like, why were they doing these World Fairs? What is this?
Dude.
What is going on?
When I tell you they make little to none, it's a fucking understatement. Every single one of these weren't free. So the World Fairs mainstream narrative, not the one we got. Because what you hear, you don't hear. What you hear here, you don't hear anywhere else. Mainstream narrative, they just said there were these things called World fucking Fairs. And they were just new tech expos, dude. So...
Yeah, I've seen it in Iron Man.
Yeah. Also, Elon Musk had a cameo in Iron Man, which is weird, but that's a whole different thing. So the World Fairs existed to show off new tech. and just you got to bring a bunch of people in because, dude, at this point in the 1800s, kind of hard to get around. Like, no one has whips. You need at least a train or a horse, but then you need a place that can facilitate all of these people, all of these horses, and they allegedly didn't exist. So the whole idea of the world fairs are before they came in. The first one was in London, on record. The first one was in London in 1851, and it was the symbolic year for the Industrial Revolution. So the Industrial Revolution just fucking kicked off. Probably a fuck ton of people lost their jobs. All of these things happen when no one's making any cash because everything's getting taken over by machines and like people are getting fucking nicks left and right. So it was, okay, this is insanity. 1/3 of the 6 million people went from London. Yeah.
Okay.
1/3 of 6 million people descended upon London.
What is that?
Dude, I think 1.5 maybe. What would that be?
2.
2?
2 times 3, brother.
Dude, like I said, I overdosed on caffeine earlier today. I'm gone. No quick math tricks for me, please. You make me look like a fool on this podcast. And did you know, if you look at a snowflake and you say, I love you, it does a nice symmetric thing.
Yeah,
and if you say fool, it makes a nasty thing.
I've seen that movie.
You just made me look like a fool on this podcast. Yeah, so they fucking went absolutely ham. All these people went there, and it was like all sorts of fucking wild shit.
These are the elites. This is the Royal College of London, the royal bloodlines.
Yes.
These are Huxley, Darwin. These are these bros.
Yeah, hold on. All right, so the first couple were London, Germany, and France. Every single one of these were like, I can do this. They were $8.5 million. Like Germany was $8.5 million to build these world fairs. Now, when I say build these world fairs, it's because allegedly there was no buildings.
Million in today's money?
8 million and then. It's $250 million.
That's insane.
To build the one in Germany. And mind you, that's a lot of Reichstags. And that's a big loss for Germany. So,
I have Reich marks in the garage.
Sicko. So these things fucking cost a buttload of money. All these people go there and none of them make money. The one in St. Louis was the same thing. It was like $200 million complete. Like they didn't make money. The one in Philadelphia was a joke. It cost $10 million and no one showed up. Like there, like a very few amount of people showed up. So like these things are mega buildings. Like if you look at the pictures, there's like huge canals that were allegedly built for the world fairs. And mind you, excavators didn't fucking exist. Bechtel's not even on the case yet doing one of those steam buckets. They have like legitimate pictures of lights around squares that don't have fucking wires, dude. This is fucking with my head so bad. Because if you look at pictures of fucking Philly in the 1930s, 1940s, there's fucking wires everywhere because the electric's fucking going hard.
But you're going back into the gas times with the gas lamps.
This is around so they had the tech expos to show you like we have electricity. So like they're like these world fairs are to show the plebes what the fuck they have.
Yeah, what the elites have come up with.
Incubators, fucking everything, dude. So the first like main big one was the one I think we talked about was San Francisco. Do you remember that?
No.
Okay. So picture this in your head. The one in San Francisco, mind you, these were huge structures that were allegedly made of plaster and wood that were meant to be torn down. There was contracts signed.
Yeah, paper mache.
Be torn down in
paper mache cities, yeah.
It was supposed to be like allegedly movie sets. When you see these things, these buildings had fucking statues on them and it's just all plaster and wood. There's no fucking way in hell you're making a fountain with water coming out of it, let alone the fountain. You're telling me you have the infrastructure in the 1800s to make fucking water fountains that are temporary, dude. It isn't fucking happening. And then you get into the fucking scale of these world fairs.
So what I'm getting off you is this stuff existed.
you're starting to touch the fire.
I'm sorry. I'm just picking up what you're laying down.
The San Francisco one covered 650 fucking acres. In San Francisco, the World Fair was 650 acres. Look at the pictures of the San Francisco World Fair and try not to shit your fucking pants. Do you know how big 650 acres is? For a tech expo, dude. How do you have that much fucking tech?
It's hard to really just like zoom out and in your mind's eye picture 100.
Given a week,
like,
you couldn't go through the whole thing.
To picture 100 acres is hard. To just be like 100 acres.
This was 2.5 miles along the waterfront of San Francisco. And like I said, buildings, absolutely insane.
That's almost as far as the eye can see. I think the eye can see 3 miles.
Yeah. So the one place, the thing that is like driving me up a wall with this shit is they're like, everything's plaster and wood. But then there'll be like 3 buildings that just stayed. They were actually made of stone. Like, oh yeah, we made these 3 buildings. They were made of stone. They stayed. One of them is the Bill Graham Live Auditorium.
Whoa, pump the brakes on that for a second. What? So you're telling me some of the buildings from these World's Fairs are still standing today?
Oh, yeah.
All right, man.
Every time this happened, they would have these...
Yeah. Have you ever seen the demolition pictures of some of this?
Okay.
All right. Never mind.
Obviously.
Excavators are the heroes of Tartaria.
No, there were no excavators, dude. So the Bill Graham Live Auditorium is still there in San Francisco. Never had to be rebuilt. Everything's completely fine. Mind you, when they were building these World Fair places, allegedly it was like, these will last 3 years, then they'll fall over. Like, you got to get rid of them. Like, it was like you had to break down a Carney set, but it was for, and dude, you've demoed plaster and wood before. You're no stranger to getting dirty like that. Like, that's not just some fucking in and out one day thing with mules and fucking horses. There's no excavators, dude. All this shit existing with no excavators, I don't know how they fucking do it. And then the other one is the Palace of Fine Art. Built to decay, but it did not. So like they made this huge fucking...
So you're telling me there's a stucco building? Oh, like
wooden stucco.
That's what it is.
Yes.
So you're telling me from what year?
18 something.
Okay, man. Go on. I'm just curious.
So the guy who claimed the bill, the Palace of Fine Arts, and if you want, look it up on your phone right now, Palace of Fine Arts, San Francisco, just so you can get an eye. He was hot dogging, claiming like, oh, I love Greco-Roman, but every great city needs ruins. So he tried to make something that looked like it was in ruins. So like this should have been down in like months to maybe a year to get the whole thing down. And the weird part is they have pictures, but the pictures, a lot of them are fucked with, and you can't tell.
Bro.
You see it?
Bro, come on.
That's a Palace of Fine Arts.
You're telling me this is all stucco?
Allegedly.
I've done repairs on one stucco building. It's like the oldest stucco building in Philadelphia.
And now he brags on his own podcast.
It's in the Mount Laurel Cemetery. And they must be constantly trying to keep this up because these reliefs don't last.
No.
They don't weather well. They're like the Sphinx.
Makes no fucking sense.
You know, so and especially with like the bonding agents that they had back then.
Uh-huh. So like there was a big fucking, they freaked out because it was so elegant and so beautiful when it was built. They didn't want it to go down. So you know who fucking stood up and did it and said, we'll take care of upkeep on this? A lady who goes by the name of Miss Hurst. And that woman had son was William Randolph's Hearst. Joe Rogan's sworn enemy. Created the decorticator. Hates weed.
Chill, dude. Chill.
Yeah, so
I've always been curious about like the Arc de Triomphe and all those buildings. Like
what's that?
You know those like how in a lot of European cities they just have like an opening, like a gate. Like
yeah,
I'll look it up. It kind of reminds me of that Palace of Fine Arts thing.
Also, that
like
Palace of Fine Arts,
like one of these.
Yeah,
a culture built this.
Yes,
but we're separated from it.
Mm-hmm. So, just so you know, on the Palace of Fine Arts, there's swastikas all over it, but they're a good kind. They're not the kind that freaking Hitler had, and he did a bunch of weird stuff. But yeah, so the demo photos. This is the big problem with everyone who questions the World Fairs. There's tons of fucking pictures, But a lot of the photos, you can't tell if they're demolishing or they're building. And you can't tell if they're trying to restore or they're just finish something. So a lot of the stuff, there's just like people are fucking. You can't put one or like you can't say what it is.
Without machines, it's tough to because hand demo would look like construction.
And to just say that this was done in St. Louis, a bunch of people just showed up, built the one in St. Like a bunch of people went to San Francisco.
That's a famous one.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all fucking pretty nuts. So
that one in Chicago are famous.
The one in Chicago also insane. We go back to 1890. I think the country's named Bremen, somewhere in Germany, right? So, mind you, every single one of these places burned down like a motherfucker. Somehow, every single one of these places just completely burned down, and they have to be demolished. The whole thing has to be demolished. And $250 million. Dude, no one, like...
Well, I'm not even going to get into the art and the buildings that we lost in the hellstorm that was World War II, but go on.
I mean... Dude, this is really fucked up. It makes me think that they did World War II just to destroy all the Tartarian buildings.
It's kind of crazy that Churchill was obsessed with bombing Dresden.
Yeah. With that architecture, it is weird that he had a boner for that. So in this place, Bremen, there's a thing called the Park House.
He had a picture of it in his office afterwards.
Really?
Yeah.
That's fucked up because they like just burned the shit out of
it. Was just civilian. It was civilians, yeah.
Yeah, that was like an art center, wasn't it? Yeah, neither here nor there. We're talking about cool stuff. So in Bremen, there's a thing called the Park House, which is like, if you look at it, it makes no sense why they built it because like these things were supposed to be like out of this world stuff. And it just looked like another building in this place. Like this, if you look at this place in Germany, they have sick Gothic buildings like everywhere. And like for these world fairs, like they weren't just doing plaster and stuff like that. They were installing crazy bridges, like steel structures, all the like steel bridges, all this stuff. Mind you, not to get ahead of myself, but the Eiffel Tower was part of a World Fair.
Oh, God, dude.
Allegedly symbolic of the New World Order taking over the old worlds. That's going right over that place in France. Whatever that is, you can see right through it. Supposedly that's like a fuck you. And then the new guys built the Eiffel Tower.
The Arc?
What?
The Arc.
If you look through the Arc.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So
that's the shit I was just saying.
What? No. I'm saying if you look through the arc in the Eiffel Tower.
Oh, okay.
You can see, like, I don't know if it's a Parliament building or what, dude. Mind you, we're running fast and loose on this one. My nose has been itching all day. So the next one is I think it's called the Great Expo of 1851. This one is crazy. Please do me a favor right now and look up Great Expo Crystal Palace 1851. If you could look that up for me, that'd be great. So this thing is fucking huge, dude. The whole thing is made of glass and cast iron. They built this for a World Fair, allegedly. Mind you, to get this...
Oh, I know. This is burned down.
Burned down?
The Crystal Palace.
Crystal Palace burned down and was moved and then burned down again.
I know this, yeah.
So that was allegedly built for a World Fair. To get... And let me see here. There was... That Crystal Palace is 4 times the size of St. Peter's Basilica. That's fucking
big,
massive.
Yeah. It's big.
They said, mind you, they don't know how to build. It took 80 glazers 39 weeks. Oh, no. It took 80 glazers a week to hang 80,000 glass panels.
How many glazers?
80.
No, how many glazers?
80.
80 people?
80 guys hung 80,000 panels. And it took 39 weeks to build the whole entire fair for the Great Expo of 1851. It was 153 square kilometers. That's fucking humongous, bro. So, yeah, and the whole thing was made by hand. That whole entire Crystal Palace made by hand. And then where else are we? So this is the other, like, logistically speaking, fucking fucks me up. They made 2 stations for traffic. And, like, these things survive because a lot of that shit caught on fire. A lot of these places are now just parks. So you can't build on there. You can't do anything. You can't disturb the soil or else you probably find something. But you can see the subway stations. And if you look at the Great Expo of 1851 subway station, look that up.
Okay, sorry.
explain to me how that is A, for temporary use, and B, who would put that much fucking time into making a subway station that was literally only meant to bus people in for a great expo.
I'll tell you what, one thing about all this stuff that I've thought about before is never underestimate the speed and efficiency of slaves. Because these people were legitimately slaves.
Yeah.
So,
and in this...
we're talking the 1850s wages.
Yeah.
We're talking like debtors' prisons in the British Empire.
Talking about orphan trains.
People aren't getting...
Kids who aren't free until they're 21.
People aren't getting paid shit.
Yes.
You know, so they're just finding, like, they're all you got to do is give these guys a bologna sandwich and you're getting some windows hung.
Yeah. But, you know, I don't know if you're getting that quality of work. So the fire that melted that Crystal Palace.
Yeah, not lasting 100 years.
Yeah. The fire that melted the Crystal Palace, they said there was fires there, and the people who had the first-hand accounts allegedly said explosions. And, like, they claimed it got so hot that it burned cast iron and glass from the stuff that was inside the building. Andrew, does that sound familiar to anything?
I never underestimate the lack of understanding of fire with these people.
Yeah, so they said the stuff that was inside the Crystal Palace aided in melting cast iron and fucking glass. So
they have a severe handicap of understanding materials.
Yeah, so
and the elements.
Next one we jump to is
this is crazy.
What?
This subway station.
The subway station's fucking out of control. I think it might have been that subway or a different subway, but that was like bigger than the biggest subway or the biggest train station in Munich. Just for the World Fair.
Oh Lord, both riches honor.
What?
Oh, they have a big engraving on the original. They have an engraving of the original 1851, so there wasn't photography, but they would have sent like lithograph engravers.
Yeah.
To document it. I'm just reading.
Okay. You're reading
I'm just checking.
Reading the debunking?
Hey, I'm sorry, dude.
So the next one we go to is the Chicago World Fair. And that was to celebrate the discovery of America. That was in 1893. Chicago had a huge like that one's big. There was a lot of, and I wish we could talk to Passio about this. There's a lot of comparisons to the Emerald City to this World Fair because they called it the White City.
Yes, this is what I was speaking to you on the phone about that.
What?
About Passio.
Okay, yeah, this makes more sense.
That's why I was like, it'd be great to get him on to talk the Wizard of Oz shit because this ties into the Wizard of Oz shit.
Big time. And also the weird stuff, and I can get into it later or I might just fucking spurg on it now. You were looking into the orphan trains. The orphan trains, well, I'll get into that right now before I keep on going because I have like 70 more fucking pages of this bullshit. So the orphan trains were allegedly like how people got helpers out in the Midwest. Like the mainstream narrative is there's this dude, Charles Brace, who he was like, dude, there's 30,000 fucking homeless kids in New York. I'm going to round them up and I'm going to send them out. Oh,
that's the official story.
I'm going to send them out to the Midwest and they can have a better life there because they're just living in debauchery in here.
Okay, that makes sense, yeah.
But it's really fucked up because these kids would get put on trains and sent out to the Midwest, and it wasn't just some like fucking kumbaya stuff. They would go to these world fairs. Some world fairs you need a passport to get into. No idea why. They would go into these world fairs and they would sell the orphan kids. And like, dude, it was like check the teeth.
Sound familiar?
Check the teeth.
Yeah.
Do push-ups. Do sit-ups. See how strong these kids are. Also, another fucking crazy thing is at some of the world fairs, there were incubators. And there was babies in incubators. And you could buy babies from the world fair. Jerry Seinfeld claims his dad was an incubator baby.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Claims his dad was an incubator baby.
Holy shit, dude.
Really? Yeah, it's extremely fucked up. But the like from the start to finish, I think the orphan trains were 1854 to 1929. I don't think I know because I just read it. And it's fucking 250 kids were allegedly trafficked in that time.
That's it?
250,000, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then when they did this, they had contracts, like they were getting sold. Like this dude, Charles Brace, is a scumbag. They were indentured servants until they were 21 years of age. Then they could go out and do whatever the fuck they want.
That was the way, though.
Oh, yeah. I know. It's just like this guy was trying to act like he was giving them a better life. It's like, dude, you're getting papered off fucking these kids. Yeah, send them to Midwest. Where else are we? We'll go back to Chicago. But yeah, they were getting sent out to places like Chicago. Hold on. Yeah, the Chicago one is the craziest looking one. Because when like you see the shit, it literally looks like the Emerald City. A lot of these things have these like what were considered by conspiracy theorists energy receptors on top of these big dome structures.
I mean, something inspired the wizard behind the curtain.
Yes.
And the Emerald City.
Yes. Like this, it wasn't out of fucking nowhere.
Yeah.
Especially if you're just chilling in the fucking Midwest making this thing.
And the Wicked Witch of the West.
Dude, now you're talking too much. You know too much. Yeah. Allegedly, like there's buildings in India that mimic these ones, and they have crystals on the top. Like when you get to the top of those like Russian looking, like whatever the fuck you want to call them, they have like crystals sitting in those things. Yeah, the spires. They have crystals sitting in those things, and they think they're energy receptors.
Yeah, dude. I know that there's a building in India that they've never opened like a vault in it.
Yeah.
That allegedly has like treasures and knowledge and all kinds of shit.
That I wish
in like a temple.
I wish they would do that.
And the bros will not. The bros are too busy. The bros are too horny.
So, ready? The fair for Chicago was in 1893, and this thing was decadent, dude. Like 200 buildings were built, 278 hectares. It's
I know what that is. Yeah.
Right? And let's see, supposedly when they did that, it was the powers that be in 1893 saying, fuck Europe, this is where we're at now. So we're having this fucking World Fair here. If you see the picture of this World Fair, and they were showing the most badass shit, like crazy technology, and they were just like, this is where it's at now. So all you fuckers that were having your World Fairs, like a ton of people came, and they showed like
this is what China's currently trying to reproduce.
Literally, like all these ghost cities, they talk about that. Like all these ghost cities and stuff. It's no different than the World Fairs, but those ghost cities are already falling over. These things have buildings that they never go away.
We're talking like steel, like rebar,
tons of rebar, dude. Let's see. So yeah, it was somehow built on the edge of Lake Michigan, plaster and wood. No problem. That won't get any.
Maybe today's
wind.
Pollution. Maybe the result of the Industrial Revolution and the pollution is why our buildings deteriorate and theirs didn't.
Maybe, dude. Let me see. So the other thing that fucks me up with the Chicago one is the fact that they have fucking canals. Again, no excavators. They just fucking made canals for a World Fair. That's so fucking hard. And it's all just for an expo, dude. Makes no sense. And like all of this stuff. So let's see. The Manual and Liberal Art Building was 2 times more steel than it took for the Brooklyn Bridge and 4 times the size of the Coliseum. It was one of the biggest buildings ever fucking created that was just made to demo.
No, I mean, I'll tell you something like a little closer to home. Like, so Philadelphia City Hall is the biggest masonry building in the country.
Really?
And it needs endless maintenance. And Benjamin Rush was a sculptor. And if you ever Google or check out Philadelphia City Hall, you'll see all the sculptures and stuff. And this is like top of the pops. These are the goats. These are the goats in the world at the time at sculpting. And it took them a while to build it. And it's hard for me to believe that around the whole country for these World Fairs,
dudes were doing this shit.
These guys are sculpting these reliefs, and they're still standing today in plaster. Where like they just went through an entire renovation that took like 10 years of my life just to clean our City Hall building, not to make it, just to clean it.
Yeah, like this plaster and wood theory that they have makes absolutely no fucking sense. So they're like that. How big that building was, there was 14 other buildings that were built at that Chicago World Fair, allegedly, that were the same size or almost equal to size. And 2 still remain to this day. So the whole like jumping back and forth of like, oh, well, these buildings are permanent, but these were just like...
That shit's very spooky. Like very...
Does not make any sense.
That doesn't make any sense, dude.
So let's see here.
That's just not how you do stuff.
That's what I'm saying.
And like you can't just say like, well, these ones are plaster and they're going to stay. They must be built different.
Yeah.
You know, like stone.
And this is where the mud floods and people get all fucked up, is because this was the train station I was talking about. They made a train station to get in this thing that was 35 fucking tracks wide, and that was temporary.
Yeah, see, this is
That's fucking insane.
Makes little to no sense.
And the only photos of these buildings are the buildings, like all around, and all the roads around the building are just mud. So you're gonna make all this shit and just have mud fucking roads. I'm not picking up what they're putting down here. And then there was a huge fire. So now the Great Chicago Fire and this fire, allegedly they happen at different times. No one knows. But the dude who saw this fire happen, his name was a security guard named C. Mason, aka Freemason. And this dude just watched this shit burn down. And then, dude, like, did you know 17,000 people died in the Chicago fire?
No, yeah, no.
Oh, fucked the whole world up, dude. So the other thing that's crazy, if you look at the old world maps and you see this fucking insane.
Now we're talking. Talking about the island of California?
Not yet.
No, okay.
We're talking about Chilaga.
Oh, what is that?
Chicago.
Okay, yeah.
So on the old world maps where Chicago is, there's a place called Chilaga.
Yep.
So people were spurging, like, dude, this whole thing that they torn down, and mind you, they were hot to get these people to tear this shit down. So this whole thing allegedly they think was from a Tartarian empire called Chilaga, if you look on the old world maps.
Did you get into the USA canal system?
Not at all.
Okay.
What happened?
No, that's just another Tartarian thing. Is all the canals.
Yeah. So the other thing is crazy. Like, if you look at the statues from Chicago, there's a dude who's holding a staff and another thing. The staff has a sphere on it and a bald eagle on top of it. And then the other one has, I think it's called like a Farragut cap or something like that. But that's like the Tartarian hat.
I know what you're talking about, like the cone?
Yes.
Yeah.
So the other thing in the dude's hand was a staff with that on top of it. And all this shit had to get demolished. So this went down and the whole Chicago fire went down. All that shit got leveled out and then just new Chicago built on top of that.
I believe it, man. There's a 1957 CIA document that claims that they will wipe any existence of the Tartarian Empire off the face of the earth.
Shut the fuck up. Are you serious?
Yes.
They actually said
I'll pull it up for you if you want.
I believe you, like, obviously. But that's fucking insane.
Yeah.
It makes sense. I mean, dude.
We're talking post-World War II. Oh. This is Ike.
Yeah.
This is Dwight Eisenhower.
Yeah.
This is right before Kennedy.
And they wanted to wipe this shit out. It makes sense. I mean,
CIA is like, we will take it out of the textbooks.
The amount of fires that are involved in these world fairs, dude, I don't know if fires were just like happening like that all the time or what the fuck was going on, but it makes no fucking sense.
Did you get into the connection of this and the spawning of the insane asylums?
No.
All right, that might be for the Patreon.
Okay. So the next one was the St. Louis 1904 Expo, and it was 2 times the size of the Chicago one. So St. Louis is supposedly like, that's where shit went down, and that's where the Native Americans don't want to fuck with. Allegedly, they said there was Vikings up there. The Vikings could have been the Tartarians. I have no fucking idea. Follow me?
No, but dude, I'm with you.
All right, hold on. All right. Can't read my own handwriting. So, yeah, that one was allegedly 2 times the size of Chicago. And you see that building right there? The Palace of the Visual Arts?
Yeah.
So
this is just the art museum in St. Louis.
It's one of the biggest art museums in the world. So that one was permanent for whatever reason.
How fast did they build it?
3 years. The whole thing got built in 3 years. That's just one of the things. I think that took, let me see. Yeah, that took up a decent amount of time, but this thing was 2 times the size of Chicago.
So you're saying this stuff existed, they came through, carved St. Louis into it, and they're like, this is ours.
Yes.
Okay.
They just came up, and then all the ones they didn't want, allegedly.
And this is global. This isn't just America. We're talking Mexico. We're talking South America. This is a global, I wouldn't even say empire. We don't know what they were. We use the word empire with like an imperial tinge to it.
Yeah.
We're just saying
you're using global, imperial tinge, and that's like oppressors. These aren't oppressors.
These aren't oppressors. We're talking about just a civilization, a global civilization.
I told you about the water when you say full to it and what it looks like, and then when you say
I don't want to say empire. Every time I say Tartarian Empire, I feel dirty. I feel
exactly because you think of the Roman empires as dirty fucking wops. So allegedly, this thing was built for $15 million. This whole entire World Arts Fair was built for $15 million. Doesn't make a lick of fucking sense. If you go there now, it's on a park. It just, the whole thing is completely
I really
level up.
wish I could find that old video I had of Philadelphia architecture, man.
Yeah, that would be
That was
fucking
one of the
sick.
best YouTube videos.
Another one to look up is the Festival Hall. I don't know if you can find pictures of it or just try to find Festival Hall St. Louis 1904 Expo. It had the largest dome in the world and the largest organ. So if you go back to the Tartarian buildings, this thing had a mega organ in it and huge fucking domes and these stained glass. And dude, I don't trust medical experts at all anymore. If you told me this shit would heal you, I would completely believe if they could somehow vibrate your body and get rid of whatever was going on.
Well, we watched that video of the pyramids with the sound rooms.
Exactly. So these might be the same fucking things. And this thing also had 3 waterfalls surrounding it with statues all around it. Like, it was crazy shit.
So this is no longer standing today?
No. The one with the big organ and dome, that had to get torn down.
Why?
I'm like, dude, if you look into the deal between the St. Louis Expo, the people who built that shit, and it was like they signed contracts like, you have to demolish this. So the idea is,
bro, I'm not believing any of this.
I know. So the idea is,
no one's building this. No architect's designing it.
No carnies are building that to get torn down in a year.
No architect's designing it. So like the world of building stuff is a lot like making a movie or art.
Yeah.
Like there's credits.
Yes.
No one's doing this and then having it wiped off the face of the earth in 3 years.
Exactly.
That's extra money.
Yes.
Like that's not a thing.
But the thing that fucks me up is a lot of the funding came from people who were like, oh yeah, I really like this. So it came from the local governments, which whoever runs the fuck that. And then you got the Rockefellers involved in this and all this old money. So these people were going and having.
Well, that's new money.
Well, you know what I mean? Like these people like who were new money at the time were going to these investing crazy amounts of money into these world arts thing.
Nah, man. I mean, you sounded a little nuts before. But when I take a look at this, and you're telling me they built that in 3 years.
Yes.
And then they demolished it
That's one of the things they built in 3 years.
Hey, bud, that ain't happening.
I know. So this is what's really fucking me up about this, because everything's laughable.
This is not laughable. Construction's not laughable. Not stonework.
You can't make this shit up.
Where did it go?
Dude.
Where did it go, Bill?
They leveled
take a building down. They
I know.
leveled it, but where did they
Where are
take
the
it?
excavators?
Where did they take it?
I know.
Where's the landfills? Where's the stone?
I called you earlier about this. I'm really fucked up. I don't know. So
and dude, like you didn't walk into these. When you walked into this place, I bet you it wasn't empty. I bet you it had some sculptures. I bet you it had some reliefs. You're telling me some demo guys didn't take some stuff home?
Well, this is the thing. These guys who built it, allegedly, they built it with all the shit they own. And it didn't cost, like they couldn't make the money back from building it, salvaging this stuff. So this is where these dudes with a fuck ton of money and these quote unquote governments come in and fund these world fairs. And once it's done, you show all the new tech and everyone's enamored by incubators and fucking, dude, these places were lit up like fucking the Eagle Stadium. And electricity
with
just
fucking
came out.
What?
That's what I'm with, no wires anywhere. These things were lit the fuck up. So people were coming from the Midwest, right? Just fucking poor fuckers were coming from the Midwest where there's no lights. You're just on a farm. You're fucking trying to make ends meet. Shit fucking blows. And then you go to St.
Well, there was candlelight in the country and gaslight in the city.
Yes.
And then they invented electricity, but electricity was fucking like, we're talking like fucking 5 watts, bro. 25 watts was like the 40-watt light bulb was like a revolution.
Have you seen
after World War I?
Have you seen illuminated World Fair pictures?
I don't know, but I would not believe the photographs because they would have been built on high exposure. So like old photographs, you had to stay still for a really long time.
Yeah.
And they would absorb a ton of light. So it would look a lot brighter than it was when you were there that night.
Yeah. But like the shit,
you know, like the old pictures of Christmas trees.
Yes.
You look at like the earliest pictures of Christmas trees. Those fuckers are glowing.
Yes.
And then you get your lights and you're like, this is kind of beat.
The thing that fucks me up is I think there was some deal worked out with the governments and the people who are rich to have these world fairs, fuck up everyone around you. Like, oh, this is new tech. This is crazy. Yeah, we just built this in 3 years. and then wipe it. You don't want, like you said, the CIA doesn't want anyone to know about Tartaria.
Yeah, there's 19th
They
century.
knock it the fuck down. Then they own 650 acres of primo real estate that's on ley lines and fucking energy faults.
And if you start talking out against it, you end up in an asylum. And there's an asylum right down the street from here.
The dude who did the Chicago one, or what was the one I was telling you with the maybe either San Francisco? No, it was San Francisco, the Palace of Fine Arts or whatever. That dude claimed that he built that thing. Claimed he was the architecture. Wound up in a fucking loony bin, dude. Completely lost his mind.
They do tear down a lot of like historical buildings all the time, but this is pretty insane. What you're showing me is pretty insane.
The World Fairs make no sense. Now we get to 1915.